Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 19th verse of the 12th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a continuation from the previous two sessions. We discussed the same verse. Today is the final session on this verse, the 19th verse. Just to refresh your memory, the verse Brahmana Uchuhu Partha Prajavita Sakshad Ikshvakur Iva Manavaha Brahmanya Satyasandhascha Ramo Dasharathir Yatha. The meaning of this 19th verse is, the learned Brahmana said, O son of Pritha, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku, son of Manu, in maintaining all those who are born. And as for following the Brahmanical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Rama, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dasharatha. So in the purport, we were discussing that saintly kings, they give protection to all the prajas, all the living beings who are taken birth in a particular land or the kingdom, irrespective of whether that living being is a cow or a tree or a human being. So they don't discriminate between giving protection for humans and non-humans. No, there's no such discrimination. Everyone has a right to live. So it was explained in the past two sessions how the kings in the former times, they were trained up to actually represent Krishna, who is the ultimate protector and maintainer of everyone, to actually give protection to all the creatures who are all souls, part and parcel of Krishna. So we had discussed up to the point that Bhagavad Gita was first spoken by Krishna to Vivaswan, the sun god, millions of years back. And the sun god, he spoke that same science of yoga, the Bhagavad Gita, to Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu is the current Manu who is ruling the human beings. And his name is Vaivasvata Manu. His name is Shraddha Deva actually. And this Vaivasvata Manu's son, one Ikshvaku, Maharaj Ikshvaku. Maharaj Ikshvaku was the emperor of this earth planet at the beginning of this Manvantara. In a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. And the Manu referred here is the seventh Manu, the one who is the present Manu. So Srila Prabhupada says, this Vaivasvata Manu had 10 sons, and Maharaj Ikshvaku is one of the 10 sons of Vaivasvata Manu. Maharaj Ikshvaku learned Bhakti Yoga as taught in Bhagavad Gita from his father, Vaivasvata Manu. Now this Vaivasvata Manu learnt it from his father Vivaswan, and Vivaswan learnt it directly from Krishna when Krishna instructed Vivaswan. So the teaching of Bhagavad Gita is coming down in parampara, in disciplic succession, in the parampara of Rajarshis, the saintly kings. Now, in course of time, this parampara of Rajarshis, where the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is transmitted without change from one king to the next king. That chain was broken, and therefore again Krishna had to speak the same Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, Srila Prabhupada explains, all the Vedic literatures are current from the very beginning of creation of the material world. And thus the Vedic literatures are known as Apaurusheya, not made by any man, not creation of any created being of this world. No. It is coming from Krishna to Brahma down. And the Vedic knowledge is first heard at the very beginning of creation by Brahma, the first created being within the universe, directly from Krishna. Then about Maharaj Ikshvaku, Srila Prabhupada says, he is one of the sons of Vaivasvata Manu, as it was mentioned earlier. Vaivasvata Manu had 10 sons, so one of them was Maharaj Ikshvaku. And Maharaj Ikshvaku had 100 sons. He prohibited meat eating, and his son Shashada became the next king after his death. So since the reference is made in this verse that this child, Parikshit, shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku in maintaining all those who are born. So maintaining those who are born, the king is capable, it's possible for him to maintain all those who are born in a particular land, in his kingdom, if he is receiving the knowledge in the parampara and he is a strict follower of those principles explained in the authentic scriptures. And that way the king will be a perfect representative of the Supreme Lord, who is the ultimate maintainer of all living beings taking birth in this material world. So for the king to be a perfect representative and therefore a proper protector of the praja, he has to be qualified, he has to be trained, he has to be knowledgeable, he has to be having the specific qualifications. So that is being mentioned here. So about Manu itself, Prabhupada says in the purport, the Manu mentioned in this verse as the father of Ikshvaku is the 7th Manu in the present day of Brahma, and his name is Vaivasvata Manu. So this Vaivasvata Manu is receiving the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from his father Vivaswan, to whom Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita millions of years back. This Vaivasvata Manu means mankind is the descendant of Manu. At the beginning of creation, there are different personalities who are responsible for generating the first of each species, and then within the species there is procreation of the same variety, and then the population of the species increases as time passes. But in the beginning of the creation, only Brahma was there. Brahma created the Prajapatis. The Prajapatis created the first of each species, and then the species multiplied and the population increased. The whole universe was populated, all the plants were populated with different varieties of species of living beings. So it is explained here, the Lord's incarnation of Matsya Avatara, the gigantic fish, was advented during the beginning of Vaivasvata Manu's reign. Vaivasvata Manu began ruling as the Manu the mankind, at the beginning of his term, the 7th Manvantara, of which now 28 Mahayugas have already exhausted. In one Manvantara, there are 71 Mahayugas. What is the meaning of Mahayuga? You have heard of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, each of different durations. So, a cycle of these 4 yugas on the earth together is called a Mahayuga. So, one Mahayuga, like that 28 Mahayugas are already over in this Manvantara. 28 Mahayugas are already over. Totally, a Manvantara consists of 71 Mahayugas. 71 Mahayugas. So, the beginning of this Vaivasvata Manu's reign, that is 28 Mahayugas before the present time, the Lord incarnated as the gigantic fish, Matsya Avatar. And the Lord, as Matsya, in the Matsya Avatar form, he instructed this Vaivasvata Manu. He instructed the Vaivasvata Manu in principles of Bhakti Yoga. And this Vaivasvata Manu also learned the principles of Bhakti Yoga from his father, Vivaswan, who was taught the principles of Bhakti Yoga by Krishna himself. And it is further said that this Vaivasvata Manu, he instructed the same Bhagavad Gita, the science of Bhakti Yoga, to his son Ikshvaku. And the Ikshvaku was perfectly ruling in maintaining all those who are born in the land. So Parikshit will be like Ikshvaku in maintaining everyone perfectly. That is what is being foretold here. Now the next comparison is made to Lord Rama. How this Parikshit will be especially following the Brahmanical principles in being true to his promise, like Lord Rama, who ruled millions of years back, the son of Maharaj Dasharatha. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport describes briefly about Lord Rama. Lord Rama appeared as the son of his pure devotee. Lord Rama is the Supreme Lord himself. Sakshat Bhagavan from the spiritual world is coming and descending and incarnating as Rama, son of Maharaj Dasharatha. When the Lord comes in this world, he appears as the son of his devotee or appears in an extraordinary way. Extraordinary way. So his birth is not ordinary or his appearance is not ordinary. It is extraordinary appearance. He is not bound by any laws of material nature. He does not accept a material body. He comes in a spiritual form. And his form is completely transcendental to all material modes of nature. So Rama appeared along with his plenary portions, who appeared as his younger brothers. Rama had 3 younger brothers, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. And all of them are the personality of Godhead, different plenary portions. Different plenary portions. Just like Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha appeared as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. That's what is explained elsewhere in the Bhagavatam. When this Rama was young boy, he helped this great sage Vishwamitra by killing one Subahu, one big demon. And these demons were disturbing the sages who were performing yajna for the welfare of the people of the world. So Rama actually killed this Subahu, and also he killed 14,000 Rakshasa associates of Ravana. And he specifically also killed Ravana on the request of the Devatas. So Rama was known for giving perfect protection to all the people of Praja, all the living beings in his kingdom. Similarly, Parikshit also will give protection. That's what is told. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.